Welcome to the Kaizoran experience. Over here, we're going to be talking about everything African. We're going to be having debates, discussions, entertainment, as well as learning about business, art, history, and everything in between. Cultural, tribalism, and everything. We're going to be out here debating with some really interesting stuff. So like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe for the best experience ever. This is the biggest channel on the Afrosphere. So come and join the team, become a Kaizoran, and join the Kaizoran empire.
I universally exist within myself, within this premise, and I exist within this bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like the bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma throw my bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fight like bluebird in the sky. I'ma eat like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Back again like the second coming, strumming my vocal cords like the hummingbird in the sky. Y'all can't deny this. Real rap lyrics, it's like I ain't got no rhyming through the sky limit. What is skin tone, shade of color, but a parallel form of frequency like a ringtone on your phone. Melanin expression, tied up in the universe, feeling like God's. Is this really us? Is it serious? Is it really wrong to be diverse? I'm a divergent, immerse myself like an ocean beneath its waves. Be a divergent, born to be different. Indigo child, wild like canary, born to be a bluebird in the sky. Flying high like a bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Everybody scream bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. Everybody, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bone black, sweet like a berry. Flying high like a canary. Scary with my hoodie on, heading on my vibe on the street that you'll be feeling my frequency of the song. But I know that I ain't never ever gonna be ever the same. But I know.
Welcome to the Kaizoran experience. Over here, we're going to be talking about everything African. We're going to be having debates, discussions, entertainment, as well as learning about business, art, history, and everything in between. Cultural, tribalism, and everything. We're going to be out here debating with some really interesting stuff. So like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe for the best experience ever. This is the biggest channel on the Afrosphere. So come and join the team, become a Kaizorian, and join the Kaizorian Empire.
Universally exist within myself, within this premise, and I exist within this bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like the blue in the sky. I'ma fly like bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma throw my bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky.
Yo, what's good, Dusties over there. Shout out to Dusties, right? We got Uncle Dwale there. Good afternoon. Let's expose those Dusties over there. 100%. Color Genesis says, this is the reason our ancestors who built Liberia forbade Onyibos from becoming citizens, right? Or settling there. But the hard-headed indigenous people who worship them won't stop. That's crazy. Yes, that is my music. Dwale, shout out to you guys. But anyways, right? Something crazy has been happening all across this area of Africa, right? This Mzungu has been caught doing very bad things to his wife, right? So this is what they do. They come here, they marry a woman, and of course they put them through hell. And in the situation here, I'll be sharing a story of a young lady, right? Her name is Jessica Lloyd. I believe the man's name is Richard, right? Richard something, right? And he's been out here trying to unalive his wife, right? He put his hands on his wife's neck with intent to unalive her, right? Now, the woman was pronounced dead by, people on the scene, but it turns out that she did manage to survive, which is really, really good news. So we're going to be analyzing the story. We'll open up the chat to people who want to come and make commentary. But the situation here is, really kind of dire. This is what happens when we don't protect our women, for real, right? Protect them from people with bad intentions who are coming in there, right? These are the original passport bros, or rather, should I say passport hoes, the Oyibo man coming here. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to share the video and, begin our show. Dwale says, in Uganda, there's crazy Mzungu. Yes, I'll do a show on that tomorrow, actually. On that Mzungu for what she did, right? She pretended to be a doctor. And here's the thing, right? Now I'm going to have to, I don't want to comment on that video just yet, right? But this is what they tend to do. And the issue is us. We just let them in there because we think, hey, look, Mzungu savior. The moment we see Mzungus, we light up, we get excited, right? We start throwing parties and having a good time. It's like, hey, Mzungu. That is a big problem, Dwale. Anyways, let me go find the videos and then we'll begin analysis. Let's get it.
To help her with $150 US, which I do monthly. I went there to her parents' house after I ran a few errands in town. I think you have some of my receipts over there.
Okay.
I go and I give her the $150. She gives it to her mom. Her brother was there too. She asked me for milk, cornflakes, and
so, we'll start off by listening to his point of view, right? So this is what he's saying, right? So this is from the Richard, from Lucas Richards, right? The man, the missionary, right? He comes there as a missionary. A lot of times these men or women are here to abuse children. A lot of times, right? Not every time, but there's been so many documented cases of people working in NGOs or missionaries coming specifically to abuse children. And this is one of the reasons why the Ethiopian government makes it very hard right now for foreigners to adopt children there, because they know what's going to happen to them. But anyways, let's listen to his side of view. Let's see if I pull up all of them so that we can kind of move between the different videos. And shout out to you, 100%. The Fulani topic was on fire. Very great topic, to be honest. I think everybody enjoyed that show, especially me.
And Lucas Richard is your standard garden variety white savior that should have never been allowed anywhere near Africa. Now, Lucas is married to Lois, and they have a YouTube page where they document their missionary work in Liberia. But here's the thing, this is Jessica Lloyd, Lucas's wife that he didn't want the church or his wife to find out about. Not to mention that she got pregnant also. And during that pregnancy, he provided her with so called supplements that led to her miscarriage. But if that's not enough,
Well, yeah, I mean that's already illegal, right? Forcibly giving someone medicine, right, that will make you unalive the child. That is actually illegal in Liberia, right? So, of course, this guy is a piece of work, right, already from the beginning.
Lucas attempted to murder Jessica here. So, I'm going to play a little of this video for you in which Lucas tries to give this convoluted reasoning behind how Jessica wound up with her throat slit after getting out the car with him.
Explain exactly what happened on the scene. Explain
to help her with $150 US, which I do monthly. I went there to her parents' house after I ran a few errands in town. I think you have some of my receipts over there.
Okay.
I go and I give her the $150. She gives it to her mom. Her brother was there too. She asked me for milk, cornflakes, and a few other things. And so the two of us went from right there. They live around something shop junction. And I carried her to Harbell supermarket. We bought cornflakes, we bought all of those things. And even if the receipts are gone right now, you can even ask Harbell, they can show you footage of us going in there together. Why would I be buying these things for someone who's going to hurt me? Then from there, we decided that I could drop her. I don't have to take her back to her parents, and that I could drop her there because at Bonneville Highway, she would get a motorbike and she would go back. So I pulled the car. The first area where there was like coal tar that you could pull off in the main coal tar, I pull off. I put my trafficators on. Because two things. She's getting a motorbike to go back home, and I needed to check my back right tire because I've been having a problem with that tire. And I could feel when I was driving that something was not correct. So while she was waiting for motorbike, standing on the coal tire, I'm down there literally trying to jack up my thing.
Okay. So you went for her to her house. Yes. And took her to the supermarket.
Yes.
Your boy where you're feeling buying.
Right.
So in her direction, she was getting on bike to go back home.
No, after the supermarket, we drove for a small time to lecture. Then she said she would take motorbike to go home. Because, I mean, the cornflakes and everything fit inside plastic.
Her parents know you?
Yes.
Her parents knows you?
Yo.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I asked their blessing, and when we were starting to have a relationship, but going back to the story, she's standing on the side of the coal tar, and I'm standing there doing this with the jack thing, and next thing I know, a motorbike comes out of nowhere and hits her, and she goes into a ditch, because right after this coal tar, it's like a little extra coal tar on the side of the coal tar. Right after that is just a big ditch.
Okay.
The motorbike hit her, she fell backwards and rolled into that ditch. I think she even fell back.
So he's claiming it's an accident that the motorbike hit his wife, right? Now, do you know why he's lying? The reason he's lying is because he thought his wife is dead. But we're gonna hear from the wife's account of what really happened that night, right? But all I'm saying is, right, Oyibos, you guys love to welcome them into Africa, right? I'll be doing the show on Rene Bark, right? The Mzungu lady who came into Uganda, killed hundreds of Ugandan children, pretending that she was a medical professional. And guess what? You guys let some rando into a hospital to treat kids. That has definitely got to be an L, 100%. You can see that this guy's lying.
backwards and hit the edge of the coal tar because she had blood coming. But she rolled backwards into there. At that point, I leave what I'm doing and I go to check on her and help her out and ask her if she's okay. I bring her up onto the coal tar. And at this point, this motorbike driver that just hit her is yelling out to other motorbikes, KK, whatever that's driving by, and this big lorry, big truck, big red truck that was carrying, I don't know, a dump pile truck, something like that, telling them that I hurt the girl, that I did something to the girl.
Say, you know, certain place around the city market, sir, try market, sir, straight now. Saying, then that before, yeah, he went and doctor during that long. Then from the car, he took out the left, big left. He said, you know, I felt a snake, so in case one see snake, then we'll kill it. And laugh with you, I expect, you know. So, get up in the car and put it in the project. After we go to the riverside, people were playing there, so we couldn't do anything. So they thought, when so kind of bush area, they say, you know, the people, these are the bush, where the bush around, but they go people.
The same piece, eh?
Yeah, in Banana Field, on the other side, the bush get go patient area. Drive my guess. So, he say, you know, the go people. I said, okay, let me go to the water bottle and go people. But after being saying, see some of my animal in the bush. That came and met them. So I just stayed behind and finished with me. I said, and wash your hands.
Well, I saw the Senegal white man. He got down from the car and I can't back there for long. I saw him when he got down. He started looking under his car. But then, later on, the children from the shop there, you know, when we sitting on the shop, looking straight on the road, across the road. So they saw the man hitting the girl with something on her head. They had to say, oh, your car will make it in the girl. So my son too ran from under the horse. When he came with the stick, he met the man on top of the man on the girl. He took the long knife, cut the girl's neck. So when the boy.
Yeah, you see that, right? He was cutting the girl's neck. It's actually the border guys, right? The guys who drive the motorbike that saved her and took her to the hospital.
With the stick, everybody ran there. Who ran there, the girl got up, the blood. Or in the girl, on the girl, we are flashing the blood, the people.
Yeah, a lot of blood. Sorry, guys, this is obviously a brutal story. So if you don't want to be, listening to this part, you can skip for like the next 3 minutes.
So he took the net, you wanted to hear the ball with the net, so the blood flash on the ball, because the ball was closer to the girl. So he got in the car with a long knife, he started running, so the ball and his friend, they got on back with other back. Everybody go on the back, they started running behind the car as we walk down the
Of course, she's going to just tell you to drop her off at some secluded location where she can get a motorbike and go back home on. Yeah, that's the story Lucas told when he thought that Jessica was dead. But Jessica survived, and this is the story she tells. Nah.
But Abby, man, what's going on, man? So this is what Oyibos do to African women out here, right? Nah, this is a mess. The guy tried to already kill a baby. That's first, and then the second thing, he had to go and finish her.
I mean, it's his baby too, Keizo. What are you on about?
Okay, no way. What?
Keizo, it's pretty obvious, man. I don't know why you guys are pretending. He wanted to fuck. He didn't want to have a baby with her. He didn't want no Jerry baby, bro. So he's like, if she's gonna have it, I might as well get it killed or something.
Nah, that's crazy, man. That's wild.
She was probably just a booty call who ended up getting pregnant. Like she was probably just some chick. He was just fucking around with, and she got pregnant accidentally. And he was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not about to have this. I'm not about to have this baby, bro. Fuck that.
Right. Oh, so obviously, so he's lying about everything, right? About, oh, I met a family and all that stuff. The guy, like you said, he just wanted to play the field, didn't want to take any chances. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Brian says this Liberian accent ain't flying their
Bro,
story.
Hazel, he's a passport bro who almost became a passport baby daddy, bro.
All right, so you don't want to pay child support. Makes sense. One Africa, what's your thoughts on that story, man?
Not child support. Maybe he just didn't want the baby. Like, is there even something called child support in Liberia? He could have just left.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, just didn't want to have it himself.
He just didn't want the baby.
What's the story about?
Okay, so no cap, bro. If the average woman here also ends up with my kid, you think I'm gonna have that kid? I'm gonna put her next to a stair, and then accidents might happen.
No, what, Abby? You can't be saying that on.
I'm joking. In a video game.
Yeah,
In a video game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now go ahead, One Africa. What's your thoughts on that story? Do you think that do you think Africa needs to do what Ethiopia's done? Ethiopia makes it so difficult for Wazungus to adopt children now because they found out that they were doing bad things to them, etc. So do you think we got, like, I don't know?
Okay, so they weren't doing shit to them, bro. They just got mad that a lot of these celebrities that were adopting the babies ended up raising them, and those kids ended up becoming like LGBT and stuff. That's the thing that got them mad, bro. Because you see a lot of these, like, is it Angelina Jolie or stuff, like the kids ended up being like, I don't know, they raised them like gender neutral and all that stuff. And they saw them wearing dresses and they're like, nah, fuck that.
Just because of that.
Nothing happened to those kids.
I see.
To be honest with you, if you're not going to raise the kid, let them Zulu take him, bro. What?
Do those kids have parents? The people adopting those kids?
They're orphans.
Okay. Yeah, the orphans. Yeah, like kids without parents. Yeah. So One Africa. Why? Okay. So this guy, man, Avi, man, the guy wasn't too bait. How are you gonna go try and slit your wife's throat in some secluded place and not even make sure that there's no one around to actually rescue her? That's definitely. Yeah.
Look, he is a dusty white man, bro. You can just tell by looking at him.
Do you think he's the same guy?
So let's be honest. What white man ends up in Liberia, bro? You have to be a loser in your own society to go all the way to Liberia to get laid.
Liberia is a very random place for you to go, yeah. As a white.
He didn't even go to like Kenya or something, bro. Liberia, come on, bro.
yeah, that's a good point.
It's Liberia. What's the economy of Liberia?
The economy of Liberia, I don't even know, man. Liberia is just some dusty country that color genesis.
Civil war, that's the economy of Liberia. Blood diamonds and civil war.
But how's it beautiful there? Landscape.
No, they even had the butcher, right? The guy who used to eat children's hearts and stuff in Liberia. What was his name? The General Butt Naked. You remember him, right? The guy who used to like get naked and then eat children's hearts.
No cap. I think a lot of this story is overblown. Who gives a shit, bro? And a lot of these, this woman adopted these kids and something happened to them. Bro, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. First of all, when these kids are in Africa, you wouldn't even pay them any mind. You wouldn't even look in their direction if they're starving to death. And now that some Zungu adopts them and they don't raise them according to your standards or something happens to them, now all of a sudden you care. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. It's just useless conversations for these Africans to feel morally like superior all over again.
Okay, that is actually a good point, right? You're right. Like,
it's like if the Chinese government was complaining about all those. Remember when they had the one-child policy and all those girls were getting thrown in the dustbins and everything, and mostly the only option left for them because the Chinese adoption system, like I think, childcare system was getting overloaded, was to like put them up for adoption for foreigners. It's like the Chinese government complaining about how those kids are being raised. You didn't want to raise them. What the fuck do you expect?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, right? Because I think people just like you mentioned, it's a moralistic thing, right? Because you're right. When I see these dusties on the street, I don't pay them mind. Like, very rare do I even give them water. So I agree with you 100%, right? Because that's a good point. I don't think I can.
Even just think about it. Let's look at those Ethiopian kids being raised by Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Let's just be honest, man. Who cares if they're gay? Their life is substantially better where they are now than where they would have ever been as orphans in Ethiopia. So why the fuck are you? In fact, you should be happy, bro. There's just some religious overtone that is blinding you to reality, bro. You think that kid would ever come on, bro? Let's just be honest, man. How many orphans in any of your countries would choose that life over
In
over the dusty lives they're living as straight orphans in any of your African countries?
in Nigeria, most of the offspring are in the north part of Nigeria.
Yeah. Shut up, Color. That's good.
Yeah, let me say something, right? You understand something about, as you know, I'm the Liberian historian here. Liberia really never really had a history of white missionaries. Liberians purposely kept white missionaries and stuff out of the country, right? They had black
Oh
missionaries.
my God! Here comes the Liberian propaganda here, bro.
Oh, no, not propaganda. If you sit back and listen for a second, maybe you might learn something, okay?
Bro, the white man gave you Liberia, bro. Stop acting
No,
like.
the white man did
How
not
could the
give
white man give you Liberia if he wasn't there to give you in the first place?
Look, can you drop this guy down? Drop him down. Drop him down.
Okay. I mean,
I'm
let him
getting
finish this
triggered.
point then. Yeah, let him finish this point then.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you
Drop
go.
him down. I can't deal with an ooga booga right now. We're trying to talk about freaking history. The
Put
bottom
down the
line
liquor,
is,
bro.
are you gonna keep interrupting? I know
No,
you're
he's not.
trying
He's
to
not. But go
civilize.
ahead.
You don't know what civilization means and whatnot. It's talking about being a gentleman and being and stop being rude and stop getting any emotions. Like you're gonna pull a spear out and stick me with it.
Okay, go ahead, Color. Then he'll come
Okay,
after
the
you.
whole thing is Liberia. People have this misconception that Liberia was set up by America. It was not. Liberia was a place where they conveniently dumped free black people, not slaves, free black people, educated black people on the African continent to rid the black communities in America of the only resistance to the slave trade was a free black population. People don't realize that there was a free black population at the time of the Constitution. Yeah.
Oh my God, Kejo, fix this man's internet, bro.
Yeah, Color, man. Are you using Liberian internet or something? You dropped out.
Kejo, this guy's full of shit, bro. He said resistance. The reason those he's pretty much
Well, you don't
talking
even
about
you
those
don't you can't
mulatto
even
elites, bro.
hold on. You're so in your emotions. You don't even know what I'm saying. To let me finish what I'm saying. You just want to
Okay.
No,
Go
wait,
ahead,
just talk,
Color.
old man, just talk.
I'm saying you just want
Wait.
to
Yeah, let him
why
old
don't
man
you,
babble, bro.
hey Kaiser, why don't you just drop him down to the friggin' thing? Drop him down to the
Okay.
thing.
Okay. I'll mute him. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So
Until you finish.
therefore, the idea of Liberia and the idea of reselling Africa is probably the oldest ideology in Black America. It started back in the 1600s, right? It was tried for a long time. Then you have Freetown, right, which was sponsored by the British, right? The Americans, it's a man named Finley who was friends with Paul Coffey, who founded the Freetown settlement in Sierra Leone, right? Said, something, this is a good idea. And he got together with several African Americans and Quakers and people and Southern racists who wanted to uphold slavery and say, look, we can come together, find a home for these free black people. We can't put them back in slavery. Let's find a home for these people. So the United States government pledged money to fund this project called Liberian, right? It was just a funding thing. The rest of it was on the people on their own. For 25 years, the American Colonization Society, the Maryland Colonization Society, and Mississippi Colonization Society governed these territories, right? And then what they found out was the black people that settled it found out and said, what do we know? Why are we having this private organization govern us, right? So in 1847, they declared their independence as an independent republic, right? And they got recognized by Great Britain, Portugal, Spain. The only non-white country in the world that was recognized as a republic at the time was Liberia, right? And the United States recognized them like 15 years later.
So you
in
guys never got
1862.
colonized, right?
It was never colonized, no. So Liberia never really had that history of Europe. There's no European settlements in Liberia. There's no European farmers. There's no European buildings. You go to Liberia, it's a duplication of Black America in the Caribbean and Africa. People from the Caribbean, people from Jamaica, people from North America, Canada, and everything who settled in Liberia. It's a place for free Black people to settle and live in a Black republic. That's the genesis of Liberia, And so therefore,
No, he disappeared, Color.
okay.
Okay, you're back. You're back. Continue. Then Abby will come through.
And then somebody said, so Liberia created to stabilize Africa and the Middle East. That's stupid, ignorant people. When ignorant people talk like that, they don't know the history of Liberia. Liberia was also in a place where that produced men like Edward Wilmot Blyden, the father of Pan-Africanism, right? Mr. Drayton, right? And R. McGill, one of the first black doctors in the world, right? He came up with, he was he was the father of what we call Pan-Negroism and Pan-Africanism. He said we have to get the black race to a point where we.
Oh, Jesus Christ, his Wi-Fi can only take so much bullshit.
So because this guy has never read a book in his life, when I can tell by the way he talks, he never read a book. You know, I'm gonna give you some books to read. There's a book called On African Shores. Okay, it was a real good book. It's about the Maryland in Africa. Everything I just explained to you is in there. And another thing is a book is This Our Dark Country, right? And also you can order my book online called Journey to the Promised Land. Okay.
This guy's plugging his own book, bro.
I'm a historian and I'm an author. You know, have you written a book? No, you haven't. So why don't you sit back and shut up and when I let somebody speak?
Any dumbass can write a book, bro. It's not an achievement in 2020.
Anybody
what are you on about?
Not everybody can write a real book, a real historical novel. You can't write a book. You can't even write a paragraph.
Just from what you're talking about now, we can really tell it's not a historical book. It's some propaganda book.
Just say you're ignorant. It's not propaganda. It's history. That's
okay, cool story, bro. Tell us a book. Tell us a historic book that is written by a Liberian, an ethnic Liberian, and not your FBA Liberian.
This what happens. And I got dozens of books on Liberian history, right? The best one is a book that was published in 1953 called Liberia, America's African Friend by R.O. Anderson. I urge anybody who wants to know about Liberia's history, when I get that book, it's on Barnes & Noble, okay? There's a whole plethora of books that you can read and learn real accurate history or not, instead of listening to internet friggin' ooga booga babble when not talking about stuff like this. The worst thing we can do to ooga boogas and give a platform to produce that nonsense. That's why nothing ever friggin' progress or whatnot. The average African don't think beyond 10 days. You know, he can't plan out a 100-year plan. Every other group of people got a 100-year plan, a 1,000-year plan, just like this. The African don't even have a 1,000-hour plan. Because we sit online and talk
about that plan for your own
stupid nonsense and everything like you. You don't want to sit there and listen and have a conversation. You just want to keep interrupting.
Bro, you're the one who came here throwing all these insults because you got triggered about what we said about Liberia.
No, it's not triggered.
You're the one spreading your propaganda.
I wasn't even listening to what you were saying. I wasn't even listening to what you were saying.
Because you're getting triggered. I was on the
phone with somebody else. I just came in just to say about the missionary work.
Okay, so you didn't even hear what I said. But you're coming here insulting everyone, and you expect to be taken seriously.
Oh no, I'm not insulting. Okay. You came in insulting me. Don't try to flip it.
Don't try to flip it. Before you, what are you on about, you retard?
No, don't try to flip it. You're not making any arguments.
I was here before you, you dumbass. What are you on about?
Yeah. Color. Marie Antoinette says she wants the name of that book.
Let's just make common sense out of this. How can this guy say?
Get him off the show. Get this Ooga off the show. And when if he had a spear, he'd stab somebody with it.
No. Abby, please hold on. Let me ask Kala. But Kala, you know that the Black America free slaves that arrived in Liberia.
They were not free slaves. That's another thing. These are free black people who were living in America. They were not free slaves.
Okay, free black people. With their experience and everything, they came back. Also, they didn't do anything. They end up failing. They failed.
No, okay. If they end up failing, okay. That's another thing. They didn't fail. Liberia, by 1960, Liberia had one of the highest. What are you talking about? They failed. What are you talking about? They failed.
Yeah, of course they failed.
No, they did not fail. No, they did not fail. If they were if Liberia failed, it would have been colonized.
Their rulership doesn't exist anymore. That's failure.
The only thing, no. The failed when 1980 coup happened, when the Ooga Boogas took over and whatnot. That's when they failed. Up in the 1970s.
And that's why you failed.
Take us out. Hey Kaizo, I want you to play a video, right? This is gonna end the conversation, and I'll shut up ever, right? I want you to play a video, right? I'm gonna play a video. I'm gonna find the video, and I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go out. And I'm gonna
You
find the
see,
video and I'm gonna come back in. All right.
Okay.
we
Shut
build,
up.
And we're
we
gonna play.
build
We're gonna play this
this,
video. We're gonna play this
we build
video, and
Okay,
it's
this.
so
gonna
I know
help.
the video he's going to show you. He played the same video on Uru's channel once ago. He's going to show you one road in Liberia. He's going to show you like the area that all these FBA guys were living in, which is like a closed gated community area. And he's going to say, look how developed we made Liberia look. He's doing what Wodemaya does for all these African countries, but just for his own
Bro,
FBA Liberians.
you can go to Google, check Monrovia, the capital city. It's a total mess. Nothing there.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This guy, first of all, these FBAs are delusional. You came in, most of these FBAs are not even you, color Genesis. Most of them are mulattoes, half mixed, who had a white man father. And most of them came because they already had some level of privilege. They weren't slaves like you. And most of them came on behest of the white man. The white man gave them that land. So to say Liberia never had the white man on their territory. Literally, the
Same with
white man
Nigeria.
had to be there first to then give you that land. What are you on about?
Same with Nigeria. The British created Nigeria, and that's when the British created
Yes, but
this
he's saying that like
fake country
he's
Nigeria,
trying to make it
and
sound,
we
bro,
won,
calm down. He's
and
trying to
we
make it
lose.
sound like Liberia never got colonized. Liberia got colonized by the white man, and then the white man handed it to the black Americans, and then the black Americans enslaved the Liberian Africans there to make rubber and all that stuff. And they lived good within their compounds while the other Liberians were slaves.
You
So
see,
they just replicated the slavery system that already existed in their own country. And then they get mad when the Liberian
you
Africans
see,
rebelled and overthrew them. Like, what the fuck were they supposed to do?
most of this country West Africa were created illegal by the Europeans who created all these countries in West Africa. They didn't create it by tribe. They just created put people together. They shouldn't be. That's what these
Yeah,
countries are suffering.
let me say this right. He said something about Liberia was colonized. Liberia, you know what? He doesn't even know what the word colonized means. Colonized means you're part of you settle in a country and you're part of a mother country. America was expanding westward. It did not expand in Africa. It had no need for Africa. So how could America colonize Liberia? America was not colonizing Liberia. It was not a colony. You know,
What?
you don't even know what the word colony means.
Okay, its tributary state. It was colonized. We use the words interchangeably. Basically, your FBA mulatto
So
population there was just a feeder class for the rubber industry in America. Stop acting like you did anything right.
can you admit that you don't even know the basics of what the word colonize means?
But but but
Oh my God,
yeah,
are we gonna play semantics here, you old head?
No, it's not
Fucker.
semantic. You said America colonized Liberia. Show me where the American flag. Show me where the
Okay,
U.S.
it was a
military
tributary
is based
state.
in
Well done.
Liberia.
You got me. You got me. It was a tributary state. Well done.
It was not a tributary state. Nothing. Liberia was
Yes, it
not paying
was.
anything to the United States. What are you talking about? America
but
took nothing out of Liberia. What are you talking about?
but
Imperial.
you
You
do
guys, you
realize
can't
Just the
understand
same
how
way
this
any
country
African country now
stood as independence, and you built.
wait but you do realize the Atlantic slave trade that happened in most of West Africa. You realize that, and you agree with that statement. Atlantic slave trade happened in most West African countries.
That's
Isn't
all it is. And you sit here online because your country is still failure because you be in your country right now building something instead of online here talking with me.
I'm
You
literally in
want
my
to sit
country.
online and talk. All you gotta do is sit there and talk all day about who didn't do what, and whatnot, everything like that. And your countries are failing right now, every one of them.
Yeah, you don't even have a country.
Well, this is my country. I'm American. Is
Yeah,
that good
you're
enough
the
for you?
bottom class of your country.
I'm an American. My ancestors built this country in America. How about that?
And didn't get a penny for it. Yeah,
So
the
what?
slave owner
America.
doesn't get rewarded for building anything.
My ancestors built this country and whatnot. I have a business here. I have a
Yeah,
family here
as
and
slaves.
whatnot. So the bottom line, and you wish you could be here. You wish you could bring
Why?
your
Why would I
dirty
want
ass
to be a
here.
slave?
You know what I'm saying? You wish you could bring your filthy ass here.
Why would I want to be a descendant of a slave?
wait? Are you from Liberia?
Who's from Liberia? You mean Kala?
Yeah, the guy.
He's not old enough to be from Liberia.
Yeah, check us out. Check us out. Hey Kaizo, let me put it in the back chat. Hold up. Let me see. I want you to play this video. This is the people who talk about Liberia was a failure. This is Liberia in 1974. You know, never colonized, never occupied. a free black independent republic that led the whole kind of the OAU was formed in Liberia. The African Development Bank was formed in Liberia. You know, the African missionary work was formed in Liberia. Right. All the heads of state of Liberia post-independence thing came to Liberia to learn about how governments work. So don't say and tell.
Is it me or is this guy's internet keep cutting off every 2 seconds?
Yeah, it's bad internet. But yeah, I'm downloading the video. We'll see. But look, guys, no, but what actually happened in Liberia, right? So,
hold on. Africa Development Bank was formed in 1964. So, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Well, he doesn't.
He's going to tell you the AU was formed in Liberia too.
Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. In 1959, Sekou Touré, Kwame Nkrumah, and Tubman met in the hills of San Quelle and whatnot. And that's when the first idea, because it came from Liberia, the UNIA people in Liberia said, let's form a United Africa. Sekou Touré came down from Guinea. Kwame Nkrumah came down, and they met in the hills of Liberia called San Quelle. And that's
the FBA line is failing, Carla.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of time when I'm talking to illiterates who get on here acting like they know history and they don't know shit.
Carla, salute, my brother. How are you doing? Long time I haven't heard from you. It's your
What's
brother
going on,
Al.
bro? What's going on?
Yeah, I ain't heard from you a long time, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't take the heat from them brothers, man. This dusty Africans.
Yeah, these ooga boogers, they're taking over. You give them a platform and they take over, man. These spear chuckers.
Let the high IQ Fulani brother come to the rescue.
All of us are dusty in this 21st century. We cannot do anything.
Yeah, UFC. I'm just joking. I got that with Kaiser, and that's me.
Let's get to work.
Keizo, can you please bring up the link to show you Liberia's GDP per capita in 19...
Can I come in first, or you want to?
Okay, 1 second, bro. Keizo, just bring up the link. It shows you Liberia's GDP per capita in 1960, 1961, 1962, throughout the 60s. And let's look at the resounding success that Liberia was during this FBA.
Okay. Carla, I'm just downloading a video, so I'll share that.
Okay. Man, you got that. What kind of? You got that. That MTN thing. I think takes a long time. That should have been loaded up. Come on, guys. That's a dusty.
Keizo, look at this shit. The GDP per capita in Liberia in 1960 was $160, bro. That's the success this man is telling you.
Well, $160 then was loads of money now, right?
Compared to the rest of Africa and see what happens. You know,
$160 those days was loads of money.
Why don't you go like by 1965 when the Bong mines opened up? When they opened the Bong mines, the Bong mines was the largest investment in Black Africa. Do you understand that?
No, let Kaiser bring the video up, Carla. Then we can counter some of this argument. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are freaking freaking ignorant, man. Jeez.
Carla, listen. Some of the words that you said is not good though, because I know you're a good Pan-African. So don't let.
Okay. I know, but the Ooga Boogas get to me sometime, man. I'm like, geez, I'm trying to be a brother, a Pan-African, but these Ooga Boogas, man. You got to put.
Well, you don't let that get to you, bro. You don't let that get to you.
Okay, so let me share the video. Tell me which part.
Yeah, just play the whole video. It's not that long.
Landing on a small island at the mouth of the Mesurada River, which they named Providence Island, secured with part of the mainland by treaty with 6 tribal kings. Crossing to the mainland, the settlers thrived and created a settlement that would become the city of Monrovia. Many such communities grew up, and the territory expanded until 25 years later, representatives from each of these communities came together at a constitutional convention, and on July the 26th, 1847, signed a Declaration of Independence, creating the free, sovereign, and independent nation of Liberia. That was 127 years ago. policy and the principles and practices. Rally time, a complete involvement of the people in their country's future.
Hey, Kaiser, can
President
you please
Talbot
stop? Don't
himself.
skip it. This is important that people see the whole video. You know, what people can see the whole video. Don't skip around.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Let me take it back a little bit.
First sighted by those early settlers 150 years ago, Bushrod Island. Today, Bushrod Island contains one of Liberia's many industrial estates with a diversity of industry catering for much of the country's needs and providing exports, adding to Liberia's healthy balance, as with this soap factory. With an ever-expanding building and construction program, cement is essential, and this large cement works is situated conveniently close to Monrovia City. Serving the building industry too is a window and sun louver factory established by the Mesurado group of companies, an entirely Liberian-owned enterprise providing employment for many hundreds of Liberians.
I'm friends with the son of Richard Tolbert of Mesurado group of companies.
Another Liberian enterprise is a paint factory, effecting even further savings in foreign exchange by having its own can manufacturing plant. Supplying all types of animal and chicken feed, the Liberian Feed Mill Company also advise farmers on the most suitable methods of animal feeding. And a grain and wheat milling plant near Buchanan supplies a domestic demand. The Liberian Development Corporation stimulates industrial investment and the development of existing enterprises, assisting investors to identify investment opportunities, taking advantage of the country's resources and market requirements. Tobacco is one of Liberia's developing industries, and utilizing the country's own tobacco crop, a cigarette factory produces brands blended to local tastes. Liberia offers the investor security, a low level of private and corporate taxation, and a balance of trade that has been favorable for 20 years. To encourage young farmers in this fast-developing industry, a tobacco experimental farm has been set up, looking into the most suitable types of tobacco for Liberia's ideal soil and climatic conditions, and teaching farmers to take every advantage of this valuable addition to the country's industry.
But yeah, we're gonna have to pause it a little bit to avoid copyright.
Yeah, but Kaiser,
yeah, I know the person.
Wait, brother.
Let's not speak over
Wait,
each other. Otherwise
let me speak first. I just joined, bro. Like, this is a documentary. We can't watch it. Like, let's all speak.
Yeah, we won't be able to watch all. We have to have a discussion a little bit, then watch the rest later.
Right. Well, the point I'm trying to make about the video, I said the video was, people say, oh, Liberia's a failure. Liberia, right there. Liberia was the first black country that attracted a major investment to the continent. Nigeria couldn't do it. Kwame Nkrumah couldn't do it. But in 1960, the Liberia opened the bong mines. You know, the bong mines. Another video on YouTube. You can find it where that was the biggest investment, the first major investment in Black Africa. That was in Liberia, because it was brokered over a decade of negotiations between Germany, Italy, and I think the UK, and I think to produce iron or high grade iron ore from the Capelli Mountain, right? Now at the same time, Nigeria couldn't get that investment. They were still mining tin with their hands, you know, and delivering, right?
Right. Okay. Can I? Who came in? Who's turn next, Kaiser?
Yeah. So let's go ahead. So we can start with you, Al. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on that, right? And also the other question is, did Black Americans colonize and treat the natives badly afterwards?
No,
go ahead.
No, that's another lie.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go with Al first. Go ahead, Al.
Carla, are probably one of the most qualified to talk about Liberia and Sierra Leone, because you know we are the same people. And number one, you probably don't know about this, but Liberia was sold to the Americans by one of my ancestors to return the slaves. It was a sold land. Like Liberia wasn't belong in a way. It wasn't belong to the people that's already there. You know, because when someone sold the land, you know, the land is belong to the people that it's been sold to the free African Americans soldiers who fought on the side of Lincoln that was promised freedom. That's what we call repatriation times, right? So it's the same thing that happened with the Sierra Leoneans who fought with the British, to keep America under the British colony. It's a similar factor. But however, there was other slaves or other African Americans or other Caribbean that followed, into this region after, who chose to come back. So these people they weren't forced to come back to Africa. They wasn't, they wanted to come back in their own free will because it's their ancestral home, just like what a lot of you guys, doing currently. But Liberia was a country where loads of West Africans wanted to go to actually better themselves, in terms of employment, education, and Sierra Leone. Liberia and Sierra Leone were the two major spots.
Yeah, that whole coastline right there.
Yes, that's everyone went there. Like all these people from Ghana, Nigeria, all these other
People seem
countries
to
from
forget
Guinea.
that.
Yes,
People
and
seem to forget that.
yeah,
And
they all came to
that
Sierra Leone and
coastline from
Liberia to
Freetown
educate
to
themselves,
Liberia
to make money.
was all about the only free was the only real place where black people in the world had real freedom. That whole coastline right there, from
That's
Sierra
right.
Leone
That's
to
right.
Liberia.
That's right. Because
People,
it was
that was the
guaranteed by the.
epicenter of the black race at one time. I don't know how it
It
got
was.
shipped
It was.
to Nigeria and all these
Let
other
me
countries.
Carla, let me just, you can come in after. Yeah, so in fact that's one of the reasons why the Pan-African movement in Senegal become really, really great, because obviously they got neighboring brothers that actually, spreading the movement into Senegal. If you notice, that legacy is still there in the coast. So that's a factor. We cannot ignore that Liberia and Sierra Leone was the hub. Just like the way me and you want to go to America, or, to Europe to better ourselves or to educate ourselves. These were the sort of countries that you go to in Africa. Those days, all the other African countries were dusty. In fact, almost non-existent.
Right,
This
and
country was
Al,
thriving.
let me get in here while I got it on my mind. Let me say this right. Kaiser asked a question. Well, we're oppressing. Do you know that it was the actually indigenous people, the people of Nimba County, that basically saved Liberia from being taken over by the French and whatnot? They raised the Liberian flag and fought for their country. The people in the East fought the British and the Galenas and everything like that. And that
Yeah,
more
I
people.
mean, when you mention Pan-Africanism and you mention Kwame Nkrumah and Sekou Toure, this is
Yeah,
just,
that's where they all came to.
okay, let me make one thing clear, Carla. Yeah, this is just like these are new, these are babies when it comes to Pan-Africanism in West Africa. If you want to talk about Pan-Africanism in West Africa, you should be talking about Samori Toure, yeah, Boubacar Biro, and Alpha Yaya Jallo.
Yeah.
This were the Pan-Africans. Yeah, this where the guys they lost their life. They're well known within this region. And Sengbe Pierre in Sierra Leone and Baibure. If Dynasty was here, he would probably would tell you about them because he's been to Sierra Leone. Sengbe Pierre and Baibure. In fact, they gave the British so much hard time in Sierra Leone, they had to pack their bag and go because the forest is where it was their hidden place. They used to do the anarchy and run back to the forest.
Yeah, that same thing the Maroons
The
we did in America. The Maroons.
Yes, and the head of the British wanted his head, and he actually put so many thousand pounds for his head, and what he did as well, he put so many £1,000 down for the British head of the British head. So he's telling them, listen, man, you're not my master, you can't rule me. This were our ancestors' mentality then, yeah, and these are the people that actually died out, that became sold out, in the world that we're living in today, unfortunately. Then so Sekou Toure and Kwame Nkrumah, they're babies, bro, when it comes to that. But go back to Liberia. Liberia was the hub for these things. If in fact you look at Firestone, the tires that we actually use all over the world today is still coming from Liberia. I don't know if you guys know that. It's one of the biggest income.
Yeah, well, that's going to be
Liberia and Sierra Leone.
that's about to change. Trust me, I got inside
right.
words. That's about to change the whole Firestone thing.
That
Well, let me say this. Right. Let me say this. When you go to Monroe.